Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to build a blueprint for excellence in media studies. We're going to break down what separates a good plan from a truly great one. We'll cover all the must-haves, the essentials, but more importantly, we'll dig into the key strategies that can really elevate your work to that top level. So let's just start with a really important question for you. Is your plan just a list of stuff you want to do? Or is it a compelling vision, something so powerful that it makes someone read it and go, wow, this has to be made? That's the leap we're talking about today. All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the absolute basics, the foundation. Then we'll add some layers of detail and build our way all the way up to crafting a design that is just truly compelling. Okay, first things first, let's build our foundation. Before we can even dream of excellence, we've got to lock down the non-negotiables. These are the core must-have components that every single media plan needs, no exceptions. First up, you've got your concept. And look, this is way more than just a quick idea. It's the real heart of your project. It's got to detail the what are you actually creating, and the why. Who is this for, and what's its purpose? This is basically your guiding star for the whole project. Next, we have the treatment. So if the concept was the what and why, the treatment is the how. This is where you really get to describe the feel, the style, the story, and all the specific creative and technical choices you're going to use to bring that concept to life. And then comes the plan itself. This is where you get into the real nuts and bolts of it all. Casting, finding locations, setting deadlines, figuring out what resources you need. This section proves that you've actually thought through the practical, real-world steps of getting this thing made. And finally, practicalities. This covers all the stuff you can't really control, but you absolutely have to plan for. Things like your budget, getting people in gear to locations, and yeah, even the weather. A really solid plan shows that you know these things can happen and you're ready for them. So you put all that together, and this is what a solid, achieved-level plan looks like. The key word to focus on here is identifies. See? At this level, you're just showing that you've identified the requirements, the features, the conventions, and the practical problems. This is your essential baseline. Okay, let's level up. We're moving on to adding deliberate detail. This is where we go beyond the what and start digging into the why. It's the big jump from just listing things to explaining your choices with real, thoughtful reasoning. Right, so this is the crucial shift to get to that merit level. You have to move from simply identifying to actually explaining. You're not just saying, I'm going to use this convention. You're explaining why that is the absolute perfect choice for your audience and for your purpose. It's all about showing clear intention behind every single decision. This slide is so interesting because you can literally see the language evolve as you go up the grades. For achieved, you just need to show awareness of your audience. For merit, you have to deliberately engage them. But for excellence, your plan has to be designed to command and sustain their attention. It's a really clear ladder of increasing impact. And that brings us to the final, biggest leap, excellence. This is where a really detailed plan turns into something, well, exceptional. And excellence is all about two main ideas, integration and refinement. This table just perfectly nails the mindset shift. Reworking your ideas? Yeah, that's pretty standard. But excellence demands ongoing refinement through constant interrogation. This isn't about making a few little tweaks here and there. It's a relentless process of questioning every single choice to make it stronger and stronger. Let's just pause on this phrase for a second because this is the absolute heart of an excellence mindset. Constant interrogation. That means you have to become your own biggest critic. You've got to ask those tough questions. Is this really the best choice? Can I make this stronger? How does this actually serve the audience? The difference between merit and excellence can come down to just one single crucial word, integrated. At the merit level, you have a bunch of well-thought-out parts. But at the excellence level, those parts don't just sit next to each other. They're woven together into a single, cohesive, really powerful whole. So what does this integrated thinking actually look like? Well, it's all about foresight. You don't just identify a potential problem, you stop and you consider it, its impact on the entire project. And then, this is the most important part, you strategize a clear, actionable plan to deal with it.
Okay, time for a quick bonus section, because the flavor of excellence actually changes a little bit as you move from level 2 to level 3 in the curriculum. And honestly, getting this distinction is key if you're aiming for those top marks. As you can see, at level 2, the goal for excellence is an effective plan. But at level 3, the bar gets raised. The goal becomes a compelling and professional plan with a structure that actually commands attention. The expectation for polish and pure impact is just way higher.
Here's probably the easiest way to think about it. An effective level 2 plan is like a solid blueprint for a house. It works, it's well thought out, it's good. But a compelling level 3 plan is like a stunning 3D render of that house. It's so convincing and so professional that it just demands to be built.
So we've climbed this whole ladder from a basic foundation all the way up to a compelling design. What are the key things you can actually apply to your own work? Let's boil it all down.
Really, it all comes down to adopting these 4 mindsets. First, always move from what to why. Second, make that constant interrogation and revision just your normal way of working. Third, stay completely, relentlessly focused on your audience. And finally, make sure every little element serves one single integrated vision. And that's the final question I want to leave you with. As you're working on your plan, just keep asking yourself this. Is this just a document with a list of things? Or is it a compelling blueprint? A blueprint for something that truly demands to exist? The answer to that question will define your path to excellence.